All right. Hello, hello. How's it going? Let me lower my mic. Hello, everybody. How's it going? Happy June. Hope everyone's having a great day, end of week. The subtitles should be good to go. So, hello. Just make sure you either click that or if you can't hear anything, refresh, or I think it's by default on mute. So make sure to turn that on. Hello, everyone on Instagram and YouTube as well. Hello, Vimas. Good to see you. For everyone watching on Instagram, we are streaming over on Ribblr.com in the Ribblr app. So definitely download the app to come find the show. Hello, Janziri. How's it going over on YouTube? The Croche, hello Kitty, how's it going? Good to see you. Crystal Lysol Leopard, hello. T's Hobby Shop, good to see you. How are you? Oh my God, it's the guy. That is him. I'm just a guy. Nothing too special. How's it going for everybody in the chat? Why did this start muted? It kind of just does that by default. I have no idea why, but yep. Pretty easy fix. Hello, Bo Gusters. How's it going? Good to see you. For everyone watching on Instagram or any socials, we are streaming on Ribblr.com or the Ribblr app. So be sure to download the app or check out the browser to come say hi. Hello, Sahul. Mulberry25. How's it going today? Good to see all of you. We only have so much time to chat because we are talking to two guests today. So pretty exciting about that. They both get some windows to chat, talk a little bit about Pride, and we're going to be talking about Pride because it is the end of Pride Month just about. But it's been a pretty swell month, at least within the community. Hello, Mulberry, if I didn't already say that. Thanks, Ami Mommy. How's it going? Good to see you. Great to hear that, Janziri. And for everyone watching on Instagram, we are streaming on Ribblr, so come on over to the app and the browser. Let's see if I can get a better song going. It's been hard finding music that has been sitting with me for these royalty-free playlists. Yes, Vima. So we are also on YouTube as well, correct? But I hope everyone has been having a great Pride Month. Was everyone able to get their Pride postcard? Were they able to join the challenge? And we do have a really exciting week next week as well with a brand new drop and implementation on the app. So excited for all of you to see that. I'm excited about it myself. Jen Ziri says, this is my first one. I'm glad I found this. Yay, I'm so glad you found it as well. I'll have to later stream add it so you can see all the comments in the chat here and YouTube. So I gotta remember that. Ami Mommy says, not bad. I'm crocheting some bees. Oh, nice. Not a bad time to do it then. Bees are definitely popular. We need them to survive. So thanks for all that you do. Oh, a lot of yeses. Nice. Maddie Crochet. Hello. How are you? Happy to have you here today. What is going on? It is a gloomy but very warm Portland day today over on the West Coast. I hope everyone's weather is doing okay, not stuck in a heat wave or a wet bulb or anything. Hello, Rafe. Good to see you. How's it going today? Has it started for you guys? Hello, Crocheting Cheese. Yes, it should be up and running. Rubri, good to see you. You're crocheting a new pattern. Nice. Are you able to give any insight what that looks like? I'm playing a game with my friend, but been working on a new pattern design today. Nice. All right, I reckon you're going to be uploading it to Ribblr, I hope. Hope to see it live. Trying to push out a few more before next month when I go on a hiatus for the art fight event. Oh, okay. So you're just going to be going hard with the market prep. Hello, Vimas. Good to see you. Thank you so much for finding the stream over here. Glad to have you over here on YouTube. How are you? I hope you're doing well. Hey, I didn't know this was a thing. Hello, Qual. Good to see you. Thank you so much for joining. I'm currently on Rainbow Yoshis for an event. Nice. How do I get in on the challenges? So, great question. Those are posted every month, and you should see those in the tags and pinned on Ribblr's community section. And there's usually a prompt. We'll be going over it so you can kind of see what that looks like. But we have a really exciting one starting next week. Hello, Bree. I love Ribblr. Thank you for existing. We are happy to exist. Thank you so much, Bree, for coming on by. Hope to see you. We are streaming on the Ribblr app and browser right now if you want to come on by. Hello, Creative Makes. Good to see you. Hope you're doing well today. Hello, Aurora Hun. I'm also working up a new pattern. Yay, cool. I guess summer is the time to be making new patterns. Excited to see all of them come to fruition. I have an idea for a donut triceratops. Nice. That sounds intricate. I can't wait to see it. Sorry, I'm more comfortable on YouTube. No, absolutely no worries on that. No worries. Glad to have you over here on YouTube. I have all the chats up so I can see it all. We'll have to make it so it's all consolidated on one portion. It's a traffic cone. That, you know, there's like an inside joke about traffic cones over here in the Portland, Oregon area. So I like that. Also, Art Fight is a digital art event where you draw people characters. Happens once a year in July. Oh, nice. Nice. Well, hope to hear you report back on the next show and let us know how that goes. So let's get into all things because we have we will be having our first interview pretty soon. So we're going to get right on into everything we need to talk about today. Appreciate everyone's comments and making everyone feel appreciated today. So the agenda is we're going to go over some talking shop, going to look a little bit at the challenge share for a few minutes, and then we're going to jump right into some interviews. And feel free to talk to, leave comments for the people who we're interviewing today. Lysol says, I'm really glad summer breaks so I can actually watch this. Really glad to have you here. Hello, Pusheen. Hello, Jalan the crochet girl. How are you? So, as you all know, we got the postcard giveaway. So, this is the last time if you haven't already spun and won the postcard. Feel free to leave one word that you feel describes you and your pride. Even if you're not part of the LGBT community, we can all find pride in different things. So, a word that describes you and an emoji that also describes you. You can leave that in the chat for an automatic entry into winning the postcard that will be added to your account. Awesome. Can't wait to see it, Ribblr. So feel free to take the time to do that. I'm excited to see how you all perceive yourselves with simple words and emojis. Always so creative. But, hopefully you've all won this and got it by feeding Ribbit on the main page of Ribblr. And just as a reminder, we do have closed captioning, I believe. So, yeah. It should be up and running. It was working last time. So, while everyone does that, and this also counts for the YouTube audience as well. Unfortunately, if you are on Instagram, you won't be able to participate in the giveaways. So, all you'll need to do is come find Ribblr on either YouTube or the Ribblr app or browser. You feel proud. So good to hear, Jenziri. Okay, so there is that I wanted to go over. The next thing we have is if you are following our socials, so on Instagram and stuff, you'll notice that every Friday we have Freebie Friday. It's been a common thing for the past few months now, and we have a brand new pattern right now that is up for free. All you have to do is follow the applicable shop that's hosting it. And right now we have Devout Hand showing off this awesome freebie today. It's the sausage doggy bag. So a really fun one. I'm going to leave the link in both of the chats so you're able to go claim that. All you have to do is follow their shop and then it'll immediately be shown as free. So you can go grab that, show your support. And yeah, I hope you enjoy it. It's a really cool pattern. I think it's probably easier than it looks. It does look kind of hard, but I think it's only because the color changes. It's all using basic stitches, so anyone can do this. You'll just have to deal with, I think, a bit of tails unless there's like a secret to it. So enjoy. You can add that. And remember, when it comes to these freebies, doesn't hurt just to add it to your library for a future date. I have a friend group at school that says being they are perfect for each other, and thanks for the link. Yeah, no worries. So there's that. Magical Yarny person. Thank you so much for participating, Vimas. And then, as a reminder, there have been some secret exclusive events for app only users. So if you want to make sure you don't miss out on our promotions or some secret giveaways or notifications during some of our campaign seasons, downloading the Ribblr app is absolutely a must if you spend time in the Ribblr community every day. There's absolutely there's honestly no reason not to have it, especially after the Ribblr glow up. There's a lot you can do, especially, I'm not sure if you've all utilized your For You page yet, but if you didn't know, it's kind of like other sites where you can just scroll. It's a great way to find some new patterns just kind of like out of nowhere rather than having to browse like a typical marketplace, which Ribblr also does offer the functionality to do so. So something to consider. Definitely worth downloading the Ribblr app to join in some fun giveaways, some secret missions as well. So definitely feel free to join that. Hello, chicken nuggets with ice cream. How are you? Hello, hello. So if you don't have the app, make sure to do that. I do believe last time, though, it seemed like everyone did have it. So make sure to download the app. And then it is the tail end. No. I've lost signal. Okay, that should come back here shortly. Sorry about that, everybody. Feels like a dating site, but to find patterns. Crafting is an intimate thing, so that would make sense. So hopefully that's a fun way for some folks to do it. Oh geez, my hair is like falling over. So yeah, the Crafted with Pride challenge has been awesome. We're just about at the tail end of Pride Month. So yeah, this has been a ton of fun to be able to see everyone's entries and stuff. Actually, more folks joined in than we kind of anticipated. So it was really great to see people jump in, especially in today's day and age. Thank you everyone for being vulnerable and showing us where your pride is at. So for those asking what the challenges look like, we do give prompts on the community section. And if you weren't aware, so voting pretty much starts next week. We aren't doing like nominees this time around. The way to like vote and get people, to decide the winner of this event is all you have to do is go to like the free-handed and or in the comments, and all you have to go do is like the journals, and the likes it's kind of like a ranked system. So there's no real winners or losers here. It's just, whatever people are vibing with. So you can go ahead and check out those journals. So I'm going to send in the chat on both the challenge that you can go check out. But yeah, so you can click into this, and on like the e-pattern itself, you can actually go see all of the free-handed submissions by clicking view all, and you'll see these all on the side. So if you see one that you like, you can simply go click into it, and then you can go like it. So that'll help with like the voting process and choosing the winner for the prize at the end. So this is also just super fun to kind of see what people are saying about their project, how it makes them feel proud and what they do. So yeah, a lot of fun stuff here. So don't fret. You can still check these all out. I'm going to put actually both into the chats, so feel free to go check that out. Really appreciate everyone joining in for the challenge. I hope it was fun and feels good. You can still submit today in this weekend, so don't feel like it's completely over. But yeah, a very successful Pride Month till the end of the month. Oh, we saw yours, Rue. I'll come back to this at the end of the stream. But time is tight today, so we are going to jump right into our interview. So we're jumping into the interview process. We're talking Pride with some amazing designers on the platform. make sure to be kind, be respectful. This is a great time to pick up a craft if you want to do some crafting. And yeah, excited to introduce to you our makers today. So let's jump right onto it. Thank you, everyone, for being a respectable uh, community and making our guests feel welcome. So let's jump right on into it. Hello, hello.
Hello.
Hold on, I have you echoey. Try talking again.
Hello.
Why is that happening? Oh, I see why. All right, try talking again one more time. Okay, a little bit of an echo on my end. How, or does it sound okay for you? Okay, we'll go with it. Hello, how are you? Welcome to the Ribblr Show. This isn't your first time here, so glad to have you back. For anyone, though, in the community who might not know you, if you wouldn't mind reintroducing yourself as if no one knows who you are, which you are kind of like a micro celebrity, so that might not be the case, but feel free.
Well, my name is Jenilyn. I am the face behind my homemade co. Um, and yeah, I've been running my small business for 3 years now, almost 3.5, which is kind of crazy. I started it when I was 18, and about to graduate from high school, and now I'm gonna graduate from college at the end of this year, so that's pretty crazy. Um, but yeah, I sell crochet patterns here on Ribblr, and yeah.
Nice, nice. And what are you graduating with out of school?
I am graduating with a bachelor's in business administration with a focus in entrepreneurship.
Well, you're kind of, I mean, I feel like at this point you should be teaching the class, right? Like you've already been so successful with like what you do and all the patterns that you sell and being a small business already. How does it feel to be like a small business in today's like era?
Actually very scary.
Oh, oh geez.
Just because people are saying they can't hear me, some people are saying they can't, and some people say they can.
Okay, let's get that. Wait, what the
Okay.
heck? I think we okay, let's figure this out. Uh
Okay.
okay, let me
Just because
they should be able to hear you. I'm not gonna.
okay.
Let's make sure. Can we get so Pengerine or anyone who can't hear? Let us know because everything's good on my end, and I've already gotten the green light by my manager, so we should be
Okay.
good to go. Um, okay, yes, they can hear you.
Okay, perfect.
But yeah, so how so scary? I understand that.
Yeah.
But how? So your main business thing that you're doing is creating patterns and designing. I saw that you also
Yes.
add like some K-pop elements to it as well.
I do actually. I like to do digital art. It's basically just me drawing on my iPad, but it's super fun for me. I also do events because I'm based in Las Vegas. I do cup sleeve events and just I like to do markets sometimes too when I can.
Oh,
And
nice.
yeah, I do a lot of upcycling also. So yeah.
Cool. Well, that's amazing that you like are able to do all these things on top of also like bettering your future with higher education. So good on you for all that you've accomplished.
Thank you.
And we are so excited to have you here, especially during this time of the year, during Pride Month. It's a big deal for so many people and such a like an identity finder. And we appreciate you, being here and your vulnerability and everything. So just wanted to start off by asking, like, what is Pride to you after all these years of discovering yourself?
I actually came out in 2020. You're like locked in with your family and
Yeah.
everything like that. So I came out in 2020. I actually came out as bisexual, but I identify as pan now.
Hmm.
I'm not necessarily super vocal about it online anywhere, anything like that. It's kind of just like if it comes up, it comes up. But I do, and I didn't even realize this before you invited me onto the show, but I do think that it's like context clues when it comes to me. I do a lot of I've done like sapphic artworks. I have my Nana sweater, obviously. That in
Classic.
itself is, classic Yuri, doomed Yuri situation.
Oh my.
Uh, and it's just, to me, pride is just being able to be yourself without any restrictions. And, you get a whole month to do that. And if you wanted to, you could do the whole year. It doesn't have to end at just Pride Month. Um, I
Valuable.
think that it's just a time because we've been through so much in history. It's a time to really celebrate. Like, now is a time we can be as open as we want.
Mm-hmm.
Um, and we've always been here, but we get to be loud and proud about it now. I feel like now, especially, it's so important because love is love, and we just don't have enough of that right now. So, yeah.
Yeah, definitely. Well, congratulations. So this is kind of I mean, I guess 5 years isn't new, but in the grand scheme of things, that's a pretty new development. But I'd love to hear your words. I agree, like the love really should matter more than, some people are finding it to be. For those who don't know, this like spectrum of sexuality and stuff, what does pansexual mean for those who might not know?
Um, I feel like I'm not fully qualified to like explain it. But it's like bisexual but broader,
Oh,
if that makes sense. It's just anyone, regardless of gender, like that
so
I would be attracted to, I guess.
I believe I believe I've heard the phrase for it to be like hearts, not parts, kind of thing.
Yes.
Perfect. Okay, so if you agree with
Yeah.
that, then
Yes, yes, yes.
perfect. Okay, hearts, not parts. Hopefully that resonates with some in the audience, especially. So, um, and do you find yourself kind of mixing like this part of your life with your craft, or do you feel like you kind of separate the two, or where does it come in when it comes to your creativity?
I actually unintentionally I end up my logo is pink, yellow, and blue. So it's unintentionally it's in everything I do.
Oh wow.
Because that's just like my favorite color combo. And I think that I just love love, and so I think that comes out a lot in my art um overall. So I'd say yes, they kind of intertwine.
Oh, that's so amazing. That's awesome. Do you have any like did you make any projects this month just for Pride itself, or are you just continuing on with your normal creativity that you already have so much of?
I would say that I actually just finished a Nana sweater commission.
Oh.
Um, and I don't necessarily have anything specific to Pride, but I do always recommend when it comes to like my own patterns and like Pride related patterns, I always recommend my lover beanie because I did make like a series of like pride flag lover beanies
Oh, cute.
a few years ago because I remember Joanne's had this line of like a bunch of like pride flag themed yarns, and I was like, oh my gosh, this is such a good opportunity. That, and then of course the Nana sweater I always recommend as a good pattern for pride. And now if you start it now, then you should have it by fall, even if you're working on it little by little.
Yeah, your Nana's like sweater is like would you say that's like your most identifiable pattern to your
Yes,
brand?
definitely. Like if I meet someone in person, they'll be like, "You made the sweater." And I was like, "Yes, yes, that is me." Yeah.
Oh, that's so awesome I mean, that's what so many artists like want to do, right? Is like have at least
hmm
some, identifying factors to their work or like at least that one big piece that like is kind of like their big sell
Yeah,
until probably the next one. Oh, that's so awesome. Yeah, so you resonate with the story of Nana quite a bit?
I do. I actually watched it coming out of high school, and that's kind of around where it takes place. It was one of the first like more I guess like adult um animes that I ever watched. So that it did really resonate me because it's a coming of age, but not in the sense that you're becoming an adult. It's like you are an adult now, and where do you go?
Mm. Oh, so
And
it's
I
a good
think
time.
that is, yeah, so it's really it's not like a high school, because I know that a lot of anime, it's very like centered in on high school or high school plus superpower, but it is like a slice of life in we are broke, where do we go? And I just think that it's like fun, and it's mixed in with romance and drama and all this like life stuff, and I think that's so much fun. Oh, it
Aw,
probably doesn't sound fun. It sounds like sad, but it is fun. It is fun to consume. Yeah.
definitely. I mean, coming of age is like, so, I mean, I don't know how much conversation there is for people like going from, pretty much children to straight up adults. There's a lot of like nuance that I feel like a lot of people learn once they're in the thick of it. So it's awesome that there is
Hmm.
like media that makes you feel seen and, able to like reflect. So Nana is like a manga and an anime. Do you have other like manga and anime like inspirations when it comes to your work as well?
Actually, I do. I have a couple on hand. I'm looking at my bookshelf over there. I have like a couple things planned for because I want to make different variations of the Nana sweater. I feel like it's
Oh, nice.
um something that I want to add like other animes mixed in. I'd love to do like Attack on Titan,
Oh, peak.
Death Note, and yes,
Nice.
and also Junji Ito. That is one of my favorites ever, ever, ever. I love Junji Ito so much.
Oh,
Um,
that's
yeah,
awesome. I have like a bunch of his books,
yes,
physical as well. Everything you've said, I'm resonating with. I love all those
yeah.
stories. Oh, that's so awesome that you're able to, incorporate things like that as well. Uh, do you find yourself resonating, like going towards like things in like the LGBTQ community when it comes to like the media you consume, such as like BL stories or anything, or do you keep that separated at all?
No, I actually think that because like I do my digital art, I do a lot of fan art. So like Arcane even,
Mm.
I have a couple prints for Arcane just because I really like the overall story, but also I think that the romance stories in there are really well written. Yellow Jackets also, I really love the story in Yellow Jackets. I don't
Oh,
know if
hear
you've
good
seen that. That
things.
one's not like an anime, but um it's yeah, there's a lot of really like interesting like sapphic stories when it comes to that. I do think that um there's like a thing on TikTok and it's like, I want Yuri. Yeah, like that's like me. Like it's hard for me to consume something that is, I guess, like that lacks some sort of LGBT like representation or even just any kind of minority representation. I feel like has to be in my any media that I consume.
I mean, that totally makes sense, especially to be feel seen. It's been pretty, whitewashed to a degree for a lot of like media and history and stuff. So it's
Hmm.
awesome that you're actively like looking for that, to feel seen and all those things. Did you always feel that way growing up with like the kind of media you make or like the creativity that you surround yourself with, or was this like post coming out?
I think it's always been that way. Even like growing up, I remember like watching Disney Channel and being like, which one looks like me? Being Filipino,
Hmm.
um, I am Asian, but I'm of darker complexion. So, um, I can't necessarily resonate with like some of the fair-skinned K-pop idols. And even in Filipino media, it's usually the lighter skin tones that are favored.
Mm.
So I would always resonate more with like the Latinas in Disney Channel or like the like main like Asian like representation I remember getting is Brenda Song.
Oh,
Yeah,
cool.
like London Tipton. And so, yeah, there's that. And I remember in YouTube, like I would always like go, it'd be like, oh, like Lore DIY is Filipino, so I'm gonna watch her and like Alex Wasabi and all that. But I remember just wanting to watch Filipinos, and I also grew up watching like Connor Franta and Tyler Oakley. Like I am very like, I've always kind of been in that space, and Bretman Rock too. How
Oh
could I
yeah.
forget? Like,
His like living situation on the farm in Hawaii with all the chickens is super fun.
literally like. like ideal. Like he is living the dream life.
The dream life. Oh, that's so funny. Okay, so as someone who is like, taking notice of like intersectionality and all these things that maybe people would just kind of like not even consider, it's been kind of a few months for you then. You have AAPI month that would just passed as well as Pride month. Do you find yourself with your art to like have to tell this story of intersectionality, or are you kind of just focused on like the ending that it gives, or if you know what I mean with like what you
hmm
come up with?
I feel like I don't always directly tell my own story. I
Mm-hmm.
like to make things that reflect things that I like.
Mm-hmm.
Um, because I would like to do more of like things that like connect directly to like my culture, like my story, um, trauma, this, that, and the other. But I like to focus on things that connect to like a wider community.
Mm-hmm.
Um, just because I'm still building my audience. Um, and then I think later down the line I'll get more into like my own story. I think that I always think about like the like inner child that lives inside of me. Like I want to make her happy, and I feel like if I saw myself on YouTube or anywhere, I'd be like, oh, that's so cool.
Mm-hmm.
Um, like that's someone who's like me, because that's
Oh,
always something that I was searching for when I was little, was just like um someone who was Filipino, like looks like me, short like me, things like that. I just want to be some kind of form of representation in any way, shape, or form on the internet.
oh, that's so awesome. That's so great to hear. I really do appreciate your vulnerability when it comes to like being seen. As someone who comes from obviously external privilege, I haven't had to have those thoughts for sure. And I really do appreciate you sharing that with me and the audience as well. Like how important that is to like have representation in any sort of media, and that includes our crafting community as well. So, really glad that you came on for Ribblr to help platform you as well, and hopefully there's more than one person who sees you and resonates with your message and kind of just like what you're out here trying to do. And in the grand scheme of things, you still have so much more time in the crafting community. um, have you been able to feel, would you say you feel successful in showcasing things and finding community with the advent of social media, or is that still like something that you're still actively trying to pursue or make happen?
I think I'd say both. I think that I've built a really sweet and loving community across all my platforms, but
Oh,
I would still like to grow it, always dream, aim high.
yes, absolutely.
um, And I just want to be able to reach as many people as I can who really resonate with the same things that I love, um, trinkets and just, anime and just all things fun and cute. And I think that community is so important right now. So just, I feel like there are still a lot of people who are lacking a community. And if I can reach someone who is lacking a community, then I think that's what matters.
Definitely. And for everyone hearing, we'll be posting this on our other socials and stuff. But yeah, if you're looking for someone to resonate with like music and anime, manga types of medias and everything, I do also read like manhwas and stuff.
I do not. I haven't tapped into that side of things yet.
Yeah, once you download the webtoon stuff, it's
Yeah,
over.
rabbit hole.
Yeah, it's just a whole nother like holy moly. But that's amazing. Is there anything, since we have you here, this is definitely a good time for you to like be selfish and like promote yourself, or any socials or anything that people can find you. Where would you like, what would be like the most important thing for you that you'd want to share that people, and feel free, it can be more than one.
Okay. Well, my Instagram and my TikTok and my YouTube are all Mahal Made Co. And right now I'm actually gearing up to host an event in Vegas. It's a Cat's Eye cup sleeve, and
Oh,
I'm so excited about that. I'm not sure how many people are even watching who are in Vegas, but if you're in the area and you want to stop by and you're interested in K-pop or even just anything fairy themed, it's a fairy themed
oh,
Cat's Eye
really?
cup sleeve. Yes, it's titled Cat's Eye Hollow. So I'm very, very excited. And I also have two new patterns in the works. Yay! Haven't
Yay.
released one in a minute, but I am really excited about those. One of them is like a shrug, and another one is a purse. So really excited about that. So stay tuned for that. Oh, and then obviously I'm on Ribblr, my homemade co. Yeah.
Of course, of course. And for everyone looking, I'm gonna put your just straight up link tree like in the bot the chats. So feel free to find all those links there. It's exciting that you're doing Cat's Eye. It's good time. They just dropped another new single this morning for Game Boy.
Yes.
Actually, I haven't listened
Actually,
yet.
a whole EP. Yes. It's
Oh, the
very
whole
good.
EP dropped.
Yes.
Oh, okay, even better. Well, I don't know how I felt about Gnarly at first, but obviously I'm a big
Yeah.
fan now. Yeah, good stuff. That's so awesome. And do you resonate with that? I mean, that group is so like, there's a lot of intersectionality there and very diverse group of talented musicians. Do you resonate with that group as well?
I resonate with that group more than I've resonated with any K-pop group,
Aw.
just because there's a Filipino member in the group.
Yeah, yeah, that's so
Yeah,
awesome.
which is crazy to me. It's a very diverse group, and there are two women of like darker complexion in the group, and I think that's so cool. Um, Lara is my favorite one. So yeah, they're absolutely my favorite group. They're technically, I'm not sure if they're like considered K-pop officially, but I think that I just love them so much more than I've loved any other K-pop group currently, like making music right now. So, yeah.
I'm glad you're getting the music though. It took a little too long, if you ask me, between like the singles to
Yes.
a new collection. But better late than never. So good to see them taking socials by or the world by storm, really.
Yeah.
Awesome. Well, for all those in Vegas, be sure to check out this market. If this is between you. I mean, if you have any like promotional stuff, you can send me after the show so we can also send all that out for you as well for anyone who came to join the show and whatnot. But yeah, excited to see some new patterns as well from you. That's so exciting that I hopefully like once you graduate, you'll have, more autonomy to what you do with all your time.
Yes.
So excited to see that for yourself. And is Vegas somewhere that you plan to be located for quite some time?
Definitely. I love it here. I definitely love the city. I know that a lot of people here kind of like are seeing it as a like place to it's a temporary place for a lot of people. Um, 'Cause a lot of people aren't necessarily fans of like the city. They want to see like the actual stars in the sky. But I absolutely love it here. I love the fact that there is always something going on. There is an event in every community, every weekend, every month, and I think that that's amazing.
Yeah,
So
definitely.
yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I'm glad it offers so many opportunities for you to be able to like go do markets and all these other things. So that is so exciting. Do you have any other? I know our window was short today. The half an hour already flew by so quick. I feel like this happened last time you came on, where it was like a shorter window. We'll have to have you come on for like the full like hour and stuff, so we can like really dissect your brain and everything. But we really do appreciate you coming and hanging out on Ribblr, and we see that you're active in the community and everything. Posting your patterns. So we really, really appreciate like all that you do for the community. Do you have any last words for like your pride or anything that's coming up for you or that you would like people to know?
Um, I don't want to do too much self-promotion.
But this is about
But
you. This is all about
I
you, actually.
know. But yeah, I guess go check out my patterns if you want to. Happy Pride. Um, be yourself and don't let anyone tell you what you are and what you can't be and what you can't do.
Wise words for the many. We appreciate it. And once we'll remember these conversations, once you're like a big shot star who can't come onto the Ribblr show, we'll remember these lovely words that you shared with us. So All right. Well, thank you so much for coming. We have another guest who's all lined up. I got to make sure everyone's still cozy. Thank you for coming on. We really appreciate what you had to
Thank you for
say.
having me.
Love your headset as well. So cute.
Oh, thank you.
I need the ears. I think you can get ones that. Oh, there's
Yeah,
like a
you can
popular
get the
pattern.
attachments.
Yeah, there's a popular pattern too where it's like the little like
The
stem.
sprout.
The sprout.
Yes,
That's what it is. The sprout. Yes. I need to make one for myself as well. But
for
it's been an
sure.
absolute honor. Thank you so much for coming and enjoying some of the end of Pride with us and for always being a supportive part of the Ribblr community.
Yeah, of course.
All right. Well, we'll see you next time. Have a good one.
Bye.
All right. So there is Mohammed Crochets or Mohammed Co. My bad. Make sure to go check out their link tree. I am going to actually link their Ribblr shop as well. Let me go grab that. Thank you everyone for being so kind and patient. I know we had like a quick issue with the at the beginning with the audio, but man, I tell you what, you are not a streamer unless you have problems. I tell you that. Okay, so let us jump on to our next interviewee. We're going to start a tiny bit early for this one. We're going to start a tiny bit early for this one, so start 12:45, but we're going to go jump right on into it. So give it up for Nasha Crochets, or actually make sure Nasha. Are we going crafts or crochets? Crochets. Okay, making sure. So give it up. We're jumping right into our next interview. Hello, hello. How are you?
Hi, I'm fine. How are you?
Good to see you. And I know you and I had spoken a little bit earlier, and lovely to finally meet you face to face. I know we've exchanged many emails in the past, so it's good to make your
Well,
acquaintance. For me and for everyone in the crowd, if you wouldn't mind introducing yourself and who you are and kind of like what your shtick is all about.
so I'm Nastya and I'm from Russia actually, but
Nice.
obvious, obviously I live right now in Portugal, which is because of the reasons that we all know about. I just
They,
don't wanna, say the words.
well,
Uh,
we can't control the governments that we
yeah,
are all led by. So I understand.
yeah.
Good for you
So
for
I have
making the life.
to
Yeah.
I have to move to also uh, you know do whatever I want, create whatever I want, and because sorry, I'm going like all the way always in my head, but sorry again, I'm Nastya and I'm 25 years old almost in a
Nice.
week kinda. And yeah, I crochet, I make patterns. This is my uh, actual job. I don't do anything else.
Oh wow.
Yeah,
Congrats.
thank you. It's a miracle, but also a little bit, burnouts and all that stuff is always hand by hand with you.
Yeah, burnout
Uh,
it's a rite of passage for any creative. So I definitely hear you on that.
so yeah, I live in Portugal. I in Porto. I study Portuguese. I do my crochet things inspired by mostly nature, but lately I've noticed a little change.
Oh.
Maybe it's also connected with, like things in the world,
Mm-hmm.
because I started to get in more into like geometric patterns,
Oh, okay. Okay.
which is a bit like wow, out of my things, but yeah, more like colorful things, and this is also makes me feel like happier to make them, because again, it's like I think part of my queerness is in my clothes, like it reflects
Oh,
in my
nice.
clothes. Yeah, but as well as I don't know, like inner child, as as always.
Yeah, I mean, It's definitely a statement on society when so many people within like this age range is like, looking back at what like made them so happy as a kid. So I hear you completely.
So yeah, that's kind of my story. I made several projects related to like queer community. Uh, for example, it was actually one of my first projects was like a bag in like with lesbian flag,
Oh, nice.
because back then I dated a girl back in Russia
Cool.
and was identified as lesbian, even though right now I feel more comfortable with queer
Hmm.
because it's more broad. And yeah, that was my first pattern, the not pattern, sorry, the design, which was just to make it to express yourself. And because in Russia you obviously couldn't find bags in like with colors of queer flags,
Right.
so yeah, that was also crocheting was an important tool for my expression of my like queerness and finding community even within the state that is like that makes it illegal for you to exist.
Yeah, I know. I mean, it sounds like you're kind of like on quite a number of, political, place things that you do with like your sexuality, with being able to like, you're aware that clothing is so political as well. So being able to like dive into that so deeply and with like intention is such a big deal. Do you notice like it, for your queerness, like has it been just like light and day between where you live now compared to where you were existing before?
Of course. I mean, for sure. First of all, in Portugal, it's legal to, be queer and to even marry a person the same sex.
Nice. Let's go
So,
Portugal. Nice.
so yeah, that's very nice. It's and people very, I think, chill. They maybe even like obviously like homophobia around like older people,
Hmm.
but I think it's like universal and you know but other than that, I feel it's a huge change because first of all, I can wear my rainbow bag now, and not be scared of like violence towards me or
Mm.
like physical or verbal. So yeah, I feel pretty safe here compared to what was before.
Oh, I'm so glad to hear that. That's honestly like so relieving. I mean, obviously what a ridiculous reason to like have to experience violence. I don't know why people are so head over heels about making sure they're, the jurisdiction of what people can and can't do. So amazing that you feel that. I feel like I feel a weight off my shoulders hearing you say that. That's awesome to hear that you feel like safe like that. Now that you've had time to like actually explore, your pride, your sexuality, what has pride what does like that mean to you now that you've been able to kind of like look more inward?
I think it made me like the seeing Pride in Portugal made me realize even more that Pride for me is political,
Mm-hmm.
and there is like no other way around it. As for me, I understand there are different conceptions of
Totally.
perceptions of Pride, and it's okay, but uh, because seeing people free, like being themselves here and thinking about all my queer friends back in Russia, it just breaks my heart.
Mm.
And I always think what can be done for the community, even if it's not publicly, because it's like I cannot help publicly
Right.
right now because of the laws and la la la. But yeah, I don't know. I think it's for me it's just about uh, resisting, existing, and resisting. I guess because existing is resisting for queer people.
Definitely. And with your art and everything, I assume you're taking it a step further, and I see you experiencing joy. At least that's what you like showcase on your socials. So good on you for going against the man. Very punk of you, I would say. So you have my total support.
Thank
So
you.
as things feel that way, like amongst, your personal life, how has like your, evolution of Pride come out with like a global community, since you are, you do have a bit of a following online for sure. You're not just, like a small account by any means. I mean, this is me talking to someone who has over 100,000 on Instagram. So, and a lot of people's view, you're kind of like a celebrity. So, like, how does that feel? Like, do you feel like you have like a responsibility with Pride and like your socials and stuff?
Of course, I feel that, and especially I feel as well responsibility to help community of the country where I live right now.
Mm-hmm.
Because of course I want to support queers in Russia, but as well I think it's important to support my new home.
Right.
And for example, right now I'm making a sale for all my vests, and like the the percentage of the sale will go to local LGBT plus community.
Oh, oh, that's
Uh,
awesome. What the
so
heck?
yeah, I just I don't know. I think this is very important to help in whatever ways you can. Of course, I've noticed for myself that lately I've been a bit away from socials because of mental health and
Right.
everything. But I for sure uh, feel the responsibility to be more open about my queerness on social media, because I feel it helps people to see that there are still people who are queer and not afraid to share it, even though I'm not always not afraid, because again I still have my family in Russia, and
Right.
my family doesn't know that I'm queer, so I still have a lot of things to think about. But
Right.
whenever I can, I always try to express that it's a queer safe space with me. It's like I'm gonna respect your pronounces. I'm
Yeah.
gonna I'm gonna do whatever you want to support you, because I think it's important.
Yeah, I mean, I think it's just, being a student of humanity, really, right? Like we just learn new things and do what you have to do. It doesn't take too much effort to make people feel comfortable. You don't. Yeah, I could get into it with you as well. I mean, I agree with you. It is political, and Pride didn't start off with happy celebrations, right? It was riots and protests for people's rights. So,
Yeah.
you know, it's amazing to see how far people have come, and it's great that generations later, yourself included, can now relish in these places that have done the hard work. So amazing to see you carry it on. I am going to leave your link tree in all the chats that we have. So for anyone watching right now, feel free to go check out any of these links and anything that you might be doing. Speaking of doing, do you have any, since you are on here now, you saw our prior guest share some of what she's doing. Do you have anything that you want to promote, talk about, let the audience know that you're up to?
Yes, my recent project was together with Studio Clara, and she's a knitter, but also crocheter. She's
Nice.
everything. And also my best friend. And both of us created a zine, which called Crafting Change. It's about fiber art and resistance, and it looks like this. I think it
Oh,
looks very cute,
yeah. What the heck?
and
Let's go.
it has interviews of like people in the within community, crocheters, knitters, but also um, embroider. How do you call people who do embroidery?
Yeah, definitely embroiderment. Hold on, my camera just. Oh no, you can still see me on this camera.
Yeah, yeah,
Yes,
yeah,
the embroiderment, or you know what? I don't know what the people are called. I know what the craft is called. Yeah,
yeah,
embroiderment. Um, Sorry to everyone watching on the Ribblr side. I'm having like difficulties with my camera. I don't know why, but you and I are good. So if you see me like reaching over, I'm like restarting my camera. So, but that's amazing. So you started that little like. Do you mind? Do you want to like? Do you mind like opening it so we can like?
Yeah. It's like, so it's a little zine, and it has like,
Oh,
wait, I'm
what?
gonna show, like, I also in it, and you can see there are like my photos
That's
and
your pattern, right? Like
yeah,
the yeah.
and also like our other people who we interviewed, our other artists, and there are also queer artists. For example, here, I don't know if you see, but
Oh,
it's
yeah,
Kalista High.
yeah.
Kalista, I don't know how to pronounce it correctly, because again, English is not my first language.
Doing amazing, honestly. Well, yeah, they were just on as Ribbler of the Week as well. So really awesome to see, all these
Yes.
people in the community. Wow, that's so awesome. That is such a sweet pamphlet. What the heck? And so you just like give those out to like the public and stuff?
We're gonna announce pre-order. I mean, we already pronounced when it's gonna start, but it's the first week of August, so you can check it out in August, and you
Sweet.
can pre-order. And yeah, it's just it's not gonna cost much. It's just, um, to show all the sides of the community and activism in their work, their crafts, and yeah, I don't know. It's just again for building community of people who support each other.
Oh, that's so awesome. Well, everyone, make sure that you're following Nastya like on their socials as well as like. I assume that you'll be talking about it on there in
Yes,
August.
yes.
That's awesome. Comes at a great time. I feel like there's a lot of people on the world stage that are feeling, you know, politically energized, but don't always know where to get the information and whatnot. So amazing for you to like be handing, like doing this in a way that's like helping people and getting people like in the know and knowledgeable. So thanks for all that you do for the community, like
Thank you.
the LGBTQ communities and everything. It's so awesome to hear how important it is to you.
Of course.
And yeah, we appreciate, and I know you and I had discussed earlier that like coming on live isn't something that you are doing usually on the daily. So we appreciate you like coming on here and being so vulnerable with the Ribblr community. Really, I appreciate you feeling like Ribblr is a place that you can be vulnerable. We do our best to like not shy away from like the realities of the world. So really
Yeah.
appreciate you being so open about this. And moving forward with your art and just like the state of the world, do you have like any goals or just things that you want to accomplish for your own inner self or for like a broader scale?
Um, of course, I want. Actually, it's also political.
That's okay.
I wanna start doing street art as well, but in crochet.
Oh, let's
So
go. Let's go.
so yeah, I don't know. I just feel the urge. I feel like it's definitely connected with everything that is happening everywhere. So I don't know. I think that's what I really want to do and pursue. And yeah, I think also find some peace within myself, about the violence and
Yeah.
again everything.
I
So sorry for being so depressing,
no,
but
no, do not be sorry about that. Like we appreciate you being vulnerable and showing your feelings, and you are a community member of the world, like
true.
we hear how you feel. And for everyone who's seeing my camera having troubles on the Ribbler, I am sorry about that. But no, I think it's fair and I think it's righteous to be, you know, taking such like a heavy effect to it. It means you care. And I think, people like you who care so much are gonna make the biggest change. So I think that's fair.
I hope so. But I for sure noticed that when the war started in Russia and Ukraine, I stopped doing art whatsoever for
Mm,
several months, which was super weird for me, but obviously very understandable.
yeah.
So I definitely feel how it affects my everyday, like, work process, and just creating things, and just finding meaning in creating things, because it's
Yeah.
also not that easy right now.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, you're speaking to, an American right now, so I definitely hear
I
you
know.
on I hear you on like how like out things that you can't control can affect the things that you can control. And time has passed for, what's happened with your country and everything that's happened. Do you feel like you've come to a place where you are on the come up and you're able to kind of like work in your new normal, or do you feel like you're still like, where do you think you land on like your mental?
Oof.
I know it's
I'm
loaded.
for
Sorry.
sure still not. Uh, I would say that I'm still in that first day of the
Mm,
beginning of the war. So, and for that reason, I don't think it will, like, I will be working the same as before.
right.
I think it's gone, and I think it's just I need to accept that, which is very hard. But I also believe that in some time, you know, my art will grow maybe in different ways, and in, like, just like a tree that
Oh,
died, but survives later on and starts to sprout again. This is how I feel about my art as well, because I think it's also very organic and natural, and so it's like,
yeah.
has faces.
Yeah, definitely. Well, it sounds like you're already like in that new phase, whether you know it or not, from like a third party who's hearing you for the first time, like you coming on to a first live stream for you to already know that you want to start doing like public, street art and stuff. I feel like that's already like such huge signs of progress and growth for your own art. So good for you.
That's for sure.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah, and you're such a natural too with the camera too. So I hope would love to have you on again at some point, and I hope like you can find some. I know going in front of a camera is so hard, but I think you could do an awesome job with what the story that you're trying to tell. So awesome to hear what you're doing for the community.
Thank you. Yes,
But
and I really feel uh, like safe here. So this
oh,
is why I initially agreed to do that. Otherwise, I think I would be too scared.
oh, that's awesome. Yeah, well, that's so awesome that you feel that way. I know our team members are hearing that, and will they'll like take that to heart that this platform isn't just a marketplace, but we are trying to make it to be a bit more than, I mean, we do want to foster the creativity, but we know that the people on Ribblr are much more multidimensional. There's a lot of intersectionality to art itself. So we really appreciate you being so open about like the political side of it all. Um,
Thank you.
but on a more positive note, have you had a good Pride Month this past June?
Uh, Actually, I think so. I It might sound weird, but for me, the whole summer is Pride, because in
Nice.
Europe, in one city, it's in one country it's June, in another one is July, and
Mm-hmm.
in other one is August. So since I live in Europe now, I feel like it's Pride all like summer long.
Oh, what? Let's
Uh,
go. Paint me ignorant. I had no idea. I just, America is just like one big country, so it's just
I
always federally.
understand.
So,
Russia is the same. So, but
mm,
I understand. So yeah, I feel like it's like more to come,
heck yeah.
But actually, tomorrow will be Pride in Porto. So I'm going, and the like slogan of the Pride is "Existing is resisting."
Heck yeah.
So yeah, I love it, and I'm going, even though it's going to be very, very warm. I'm not going to say degrees, because I don't
Right.
know Fahrenheit, but yes, it's going to be very hot.
Good luck. I can't do the heat myself, but I glad to hear the party never stops. I mean, really, I think, Pride is it's so, individualistic that it really is just an all the time type of thing for sure. So
Yeah.
I hope that you're getting that respect. I hope that brands are still, you know, we see that with like companies and brands, rainbow washing and stuff. So I hope that you're still able to, work with companies, work with your own art, do all the things that you want to do all year round and still feel pride.
Yes.
So,
I hope so
yay.
too.
Yeah, I'm glad the party never stops. Well, hopefully you'll be able to come back on and report back how your summer of pride went for 2025. I mean, it's definitely a year for the history books.
Yes, for
So,
sure.
so, yay. Well, be safe out there. I know there's a lot of with like everything going on, even with the weather. I mean, you can't even like talk about the weather without it being, something else. So, watch out for those wet
Yeah.
bulbs. It doesn't sound easy.
All right.
But is there anything else that you want to share? Where people can find you, where you're most active on socials, or new
Yes.
patterns coming out? Go ahead.
I'm most active on Instagram, but also I have a little announcement. I will be posting a new pattern on Ribble today.
Oh,
It's
today?
yes, yes. I
Oh,
was just preparing everything before the live, and after live, I'm gonna just post it. So
yay,
it's
cool.
yes, it's my latest pattern. It's a vest, and it's very fun. It's again geometrical pattern. So yeah, I think it's a very cute pattern for the summer, or not only the summer, honestly, during the winter as well, when you want, to show your actual personality.
That's awesome. So remember we always said ever at the beginning of the conversation, geometrical is like a new thing for you. So make sure to show your support for this new era of Nostria crochets. Big days ahead.
Thank you.
That's awesome. Well, our window is just about up. I know we started a little bit earlier, but thank you for coming on today, being vulnerable, being true to yourself, and not really like tiptoeing with, what you need to say. So appreciate you showing us, especially what do you call the brochure? I'm calling it a brochure, but you call it a
It's
vixen?
Zin. Zin.
Zin. Okay.
Yes.
Perfect.
Yes.
Yes. So keep an eye out for that as well. That's so awesome. Congratulations on a personal note. Like that's really awesome that
Thank
you're doing
you.
that. What a cool project.
And thank you for inviting me. I really appreciate it.
Absolutely. Ribblr appreciates having you in the community and the scene and will continue supporting you as much as we can moving forward, no doubt.
Thank you.
Awesome. Well, thank you for so much for coming on by. We really appreciate it. I'm sure we'll be in touch shortly.
All right. Bye
All
bye.
right. Bye. All right. So there are our two guests. That was fun. We don't usually have two people coming on, but 'twas a good day. Besides my camera. What the heck? Okay. There's like this like cheat code online for the camera I have where you're supposed to turn on and off your camera 100 times so this doesn't happen. I hate that. I hate that. So I guess I'll have to do that after the show. Sorry everybody for the no signal. How annoying. You can't be a streamer without technical problems. Yes, we all know. Thank you. It is not helping today. I know, Rurat. I agree. Um, so there's our two guests today. We had Mall Homemade Co. and Nostria Crochets come on. Make sure to check out factor. Maybe that might be it, Ribblr. I might have to do a factor reset. But thank you everyone for coming on for our guests coming on. Thank you to the community for being so respectful, and I hope working on some of your projects on the side, clicking those links that were shared. Let's do one more recap before we end the show for today. We do have our postcard. Make sure to feed Ribbit on the site. I'll show you how to do that really quickly when we get to it for a chance to win, or putting in a word and emoji that describes you for automatic entry. Don't forget, we have our Ribblr Freebie Friday, Ribblr Surprise today, only until tomorrow morning. So you only have until today to follow this shot from Devout Hand and claim your pattern. So do not miss out on that great pattern. You'll find it on socials as well if you want to find a quick link to it. Don't forget to download the Ribblr app. A lot of benefits to doing so. We have a massive new addition to the Ribblr ecosystem starting Tuesday, July 1st. So make sure to be there or be square. It's going to be sweet. It's going to be something that you get to use right off the rip. It'll benefit you, and especially for all, this benefits everybody. But as a Ribblr Plus member, you'll especially be able to like reap the rewards of what's to come. Don't forget that we still have a few days of the Crafted with Pride July challenge, or June monthly challenge. So make sure to check that out. Get your last submissions in. Make sure to go check out what you see here in the submitted free-handed journals. You can also check out some new patterns that actually hit Ribblr from this challenge over on the community section over here. If you just scroll through the comments, you'll find them. It's just you'll find some new ones. I think another one was actually just posted today. Yeah, so you'll be able to find some fun Pride ones for sure. And yeah, that's kind of all she wrote. Good stuff, good people, good community. Thank you everyone for dealing with my tech issues when they arise. That's my bad. I guess, dumping a bunch of money into a camera, I shouldn't expect it to work all the time. That is completely my bad. Yeah, so it'll be sweet. I will actually be more involved with Ribblr than I have been starting next week. So I am excited to be in the community with all of you, making this platform as great as it can be, making sure that we make people feel seen and heard in the community. A lot of intersectionality, as we saw today. We learn how important representation is for our artists on Ribblr, how important it is to see yourself in media, in other people, and, there's a lot to us. So there's a lot you can find. Oh my gosh. Okay. Camera stuff. So we learned that earlier today and how important that is. And then from our other guests, we learned how, oh my gosh, I'm so sorry. So obviously we're going to be ending right after this because, yeah, the camera issue. Let's wait for me to come back. And then we learned how political it can be for people and, kind of like the discrepancy others face when it comes to their self-identity. So really important stuff. Make sure to check out those artists if you haven't already. We're going to be ending our stream due to some technical issues, but we've also reached our time anyways. It is testing me, I know. Thank you everyone for being here. As always, it's a pleasure to be your host. My name is Vincent. You might know me as Not Bad on the internet or Vincent on Ribblr. So thank you all again for making this such a fun way to end our week. Happy Pride to all of you who were involved. Enjoy yourself. Find joy and peace this weekend. And we will see you for our next show. And excited to show you all what's to come to Ribblr on Tuesday, July 1st. Have a good weekend, everybody. And we'll catch you for the next one. Bye-bye now.